Fox Sports.
We are the Force. We are MC.
Royals baseball comes to you from Kauffman Stadium, where the Royals have won 10 of their last 12 games. And now tonight, they begin a 4-game series with the Minnesota Twins. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the ballpark with Rex Hudler. I'm Brian Lefevre. Erica and Monty are coming up. Royals are playing better. They've been playing better defense. Their starting pitching has improved. They're scoring more runs with a top-of-the-order HUD that seems to be feeding off one another.
Man, I'll say it's exciting. Now, you might expect a little bit more pop, maybe a little more power from the top 3 guys, but look, that's okay if you get that. But speed kills. It's a beautiful thing to attack your opponents. You know, it puts pressure on them. They don't know what to think next. The pitcher's worried about the runners, and then the hitter gets the big hit. Look at the production, the steals, the doubles, the hitting to all fields. It's been exciting to watch, and one of the reasons why the Royals are excelling.
And when we come back, specifically, we'll talk about Adalberto Mondesi, who is becoming what the Royals thought he would become. Weekend, but still beautiful with temperatures in the 80s, blue sky, and sunshine. Adalberto Mondesi, he has the label of a 5-tool player, and what that means is, of the 5 basic tools, he has the potential of being above average. But for a lot of players who have that label, it's a matter of turning the tools into skills, and Mondesi's starting to do that.
Yeah, and for a lot of players, that's way too much pressure. But this young man, being the son of a big league ball player, he knows what that's all about. He's starting to find his game. He's trusting his stuff, as we would say about a pitcher. His stuff is good. Now, you never know about the power, but the speed, a track meet breaks out when he gets on the bases. And it's exciting to see what he can do, how soft his hands are, but that arm strength he's got, whoa. Man, he is a wild type of player. Here it comes. He's got some kind of skills when you can do all that. I love the glove work, too. Very soft hands. Exciting to watch.
Eric and Monty are coming up. They'll talk Heath Philmeyer. He'll get a do-over tonight against the Twins after struggling in Minnesota on Friday.
First game of this four-game set against the Minnesota Twins. It is Heath Philmeyer who gets the ball in game one against the Minnesota Twins tonight. Hello, everybody. Erica Weston alongside Jeff Montgomery. Monty, Philmeyer essentially gets a mulligan. He's making a start against the Twins in back-to-back starts, and he's definitely like a bounce-back performance, a do-over, if you will, from his last one in Minneapolis on Friday.
Oh, absolutely. He's looking to go out and do exactly what he wanted to do last time, is get an early lead and keep it. Last time, the Royals got 3 or 6 runs in the third inning. He was not able to hold that lead. As a result, the Royals lost that ball game. It was a very ugly game. His line is a lot worse probably than he threw the ball, but you have to find a way to get guys out when the team spots you a 4-run lead early in a ball game. Unfortunately, Heath Philmeyer only 2 in the third inning to receive the 6 runs. He's pitched a lot better at home, so maybe tonight will be a chance for him to get back on track against this exact same team, the Minnesota Twins.
Yeah, the Royals 5-1 at the K this season against the Minnesota Twins, and they will counter with Gabriel Moya. He is going as the opener role for the Twins tonight. We will be with you after the game. Enjoy the game, everybody.
brought to you by the Missouri Lottery. Every ticket played gives back to Missouri schools. So play it forward with the Missouri Lottery. And by Chevrolet, the most awarded and fastest growing brand the last 4 years overall. Find yours at your Kansas City area Chevy dealers. It's the last series between the Royals and the Twins. Minnesota leads 8-7. It has been a home team dominated series. Minnesota was 7-2 at Target Field. The Royals are 5-1 here at Kauffman Stadium. The lineups and the first pitch are coming up next. The Royals are 2-1 so far in this homestand. Minnesota just wrapped up a successful homestand. They went 4-2, including take 2 out of 3 from the Royals and then 2 out of 3 from the Yankees. And here's how they're lined up tonight against Heath Fillmyer. Joe Mauer is not in the starting lineup. Miguel Sano is still out. He has a bruised knee. And Eddie Rosario's in there as a designated hitter, but he's been bothered by a sore leg. So it's a banged up Minnesota Twins team, and I think everyone feels a little banged up this late in the season. It'll be the second time in a week that they face Heath Fillmyer. It'll be Heath's third start against the Twins this year. His first here at Kauffman Stadium, where he has pitched a lot better than he has on the road.
Yeah, you know, who wouldn't love pitching in this beautiful ballpark? As big as it is, if you're a pitcher, you're going to try to pitch to the down, but to the center of this ballpark here and let your rabbits go get them. Defense have been fantastic.
So those are the 2 starts at Target Field, and another number to add to that. The Twins have been pretty clutch against Fillmyer. 6 out of 13 with runners in scoring position. And for the most part, Heath Fillmyer has pitched well with runners in scoring position, but so far not against Minnesota.
And you see, you know, 51% fastball usage is down a little bit compared to all the other ones. That's where he's got to step it up. Okay, trust that fastball. Had a conversation with him a couple days ago. Heath, you're going to face the Minnesota Twins again. They just ate your lunch for you the last time you saw them. How are you going to change? I'm going to attack. I'm going to pitch to contact, and I'm going to not think too much. That was his problem. He's nibbling a little bit. Royals defensively, we know they've been strong all season. 3rd best in fielding percentage and 14th best in runs saved. Hunter Dozier over there at first base. He's back over there at first, and you know he's going to square something up. But the overall defense, whether it's Rosell, Herrera, Escobar, Mondesi, Merrifield, they're all switching positions, but it doesn't show in the air column. They've been great.
Gary Cedarstrom is in his 25th year as a big league umpire. He's the crew chief, one-time college baseball player at Minot University. Stu Sherwater will call the balls and strikes with Ben May at second and Corey Blazer at third. And while Philmeyer didn't pitch all that well against Minnesota on Friday, at one point he had a pretty good lead. The Royals scored 6 runs for him early in the game, and he had a 6-2 lead. But Minnesota rallied in the next half inning, and Philmeyer was only able to get 1 out before leaving in the third. Jorge Polanco. He's a switch hitter, and he is much better from this side of the plate, to the tune of 111 points better from this side of the plate. And Philmeyer in attack mode throws a fastball for a strike. A little bit high. 1 ball, 1 strike. A lot of the hits that Minnesota got against him on Friday were soft hits. And there's a soft ground ball back to Philmeyer, the former college infielder. And there is 1 down.
Soft hits really bother pitchers, but they don't hitters. They'll take them any day of the week. But you know, the pitcher will go back in and talk to his catcher, and they'll discuss about the location. I put it right where I wanted it, but the guy doinked me. So let's turn the page and move past it.
So you and I have discussed over the years that when a hitter lines out, and how frustrating that is. I mean, what else do I need to do? I hit it hard, to just kind of let that go and move on. And I guess the pitching equivalent would be you make a good pitch, the guy gets a hit anyway. How much are you going to let that bother you?
Yeah, that's right. And you know what? That's part of Philmeyer, what he was talking about the other day when I had a conversation with him. He goes, I kept worrying about what the previous guy did, and I couldn't get that out of my head, so I tried to be even finer and better. And he ended up nibbling instead of going after him. There you go. Look at it.
A one-man show so far tonight, as he gets Eddie Rosario 2 down.
Yeah, I would expect a nice bounce-back performance for him. A little bit humbled by that last outing.
Two down to Logan Forsythe. Both of those home runs came with the Dodgers. He and Brian Dozier essentially traded places. Dodgers second baseman coming to the Twins. The Twins second baseman going to the Dodgers. Down and away, ball 1.
And what Minnesota got in Forsythe is a contact hitter. He's a pro. He sprays the ball around. And what the Dodgers got in Dozier was more power, a little bit more pop. Both of them adequate defensively. But Dozier was a fan favorite in Minnesota.
Cam Gallagher is behind the plate tonight. And a curveball is called a strike. The top part of the strike zone. Forsythe looks at Stu Sherwater and says, "Are you sure?"
He's Sherwater. Is that a yellow card? He's Canadian. He's the only Canadian umpire in the major leagues.
And now a fastball down and away strikes him out looking. So 3 up, 3 down, 2 comebackers, and a strikeout. A good start for Philmeyer.
Forsythe. You
got to go.
A couple of lefties to begin the game. So the only left-hand batter in the lineup is Alex Gordon. Brett Phillips, Brian Goodwin, Ryan O'Hearn, and Maybreeze Valoria begin the game on the bench. As Moya is the opener, the scheduled starter was Steven Gonsalves, and then Minnesota decided to go with Moya to open the game and then eventually get it to Gonsalves.
Yeah, I mean, you know, Moya, that ERA is a little bit high, but he's been primarily a reliever, like you said. Has a little bit of herky-jerky motion, but you know, the Royals' keys tonight, since they're not going to just face one, they might face 5 or 6. Compete. Each at-bat's different. Take it like it could be your last and try to win it. Even though that pitcher has the advantage, you still want to have good swings. You want to take some good pitches, you know, the swing at your pitch. Not overpowering is Moya. Tries to trick you with his deceptive delivery.
You like to talk about body language, and Moya has the body language like he's going to throw it through his catcher. And I would bet as a hitter, the way he's fidgety and the way he comes at you, you're expecting 95. And you get about 90.
And that'll be tops. But the 82-mile-an-hour changeup he threw before that to Witt, that's what that herky-jerky motion, that's why it's his best pitch, his changeup. He works quick, he's fast and quick, and then all of a sudden, when he comes out of his arm swing, you see him here, he's going to pull the parachute out. It's a deceptive pitch after that motion. That was way up. But he can get in trouble because you can sit on that. He throws it probably 50% of the time. You can sit on that changeup if you want and forget about the motion. Try to get it.
Witt had another good series against the White Sox. He scored 5 runs. He had 4 stolen bases to take over the American League lead. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Our Toyota League leaders. Witt is in elite company with 35 doubles and 35 stolen bases. He's the only major leaguer that has accomplished that this year, and he is one of 5 since 2010. Still 3 balls, 2 strikes. As far as Royals history, he is just the 3rd. Johnny Damon did it twice in '99 and 2000. Carlos Beltran in 2002. And now Whit Merrifield. Royals with 35 or more doubles and 35 or more stolen bases in one season.
If it was easy, you'd see a lot more names on there. Look at Whit choking up 2 inches.
to put it in play.
Missed the target. Jimenez was set up inside, and that was away.
Just, has a great idea, Witt does, about, what pitches could be coming, does his homework, watches video before the games, he's well prepared, but then he goes up there and see when he chokes up when he gets a couple strikes on him. That's a good 2-strike approach. He wants to use that good level swing and put it in play. All fields.
Still 3-2.
Talking about competing in the at-bats. 9th pitch coming, that's what you're talking about. Now, you hope to win it, but if you don't, it's still a moral victory.
Going to try and pitch him inside again. And it's fouled away. So this would be a quality at bat. Baseball purists hate the pitching stat quality start because it doesn't factor whether the pitcher won or not. And I think this would go down as a quality at bat for Whit Merrifield. Whether he gets a hit or not, he's going to see at least 10 pitches.
Totally agree. 4 straight foul balls. He's going to win it. I tell you, usually the advantage goes to the hitter when you have this many at bats. Excuse me, when you've seen this many pitches, it's just, you're wearing them out, Finally, that pitcher's going to lay one in there and say, look, here it is, hit it.
To Polanco, close but out, but it took 11 pitches for Moya to get Whit Merrifield.
Minnesota Twins defensively, they've been an average team at best on defense this year. 11th out of 15 teams in fielding percentage, and they're -18 in defensive runs saved, which is 20th best in baseball, and really they got some room to improve. Watching Paul Molitor do the infield practice today was pretty impressive. He's a Hall of Famer. He's out there working early with his fellas trying to improve their defense.
It has been a hugely disappointing season for them. Mondesi lines one to left field, and he hits it right to Grossman. 2 down. Last year, the Minnesota Twins became the first team in Major League history to go from 100 losses one year to the playoffs the next year. They had 103 losses in 2016 and then 85 last year. For that, Paul Molitor was the American League Manager of the Year. They added some pitching during the offseason. Jake Odorizzi, Lance Lynn, Fernando Rodney, and figured they would compete to get back into the playoffs again this year, but it turns out they did not come close. Underachievement, injuries. Most things have gone wrong rather than right.
Injuries to some key players. That'll do it.
One ball, one strike on Alex Gordon.
When a changeup's your best pitch, you're going to throw it to left-handed batters or right-handed batters. Both of them. I mean, see that? See him swirl his arm like that? That's a part of his distraction. Look at this. Now watch him here. A quick flinch like that. I mean, he's got more little angles and moves than I've ever seen out of a guy.
He looks like he wants to punch the hitter in the nose.
Yeah. It's right. Yeah. Amazing. The distractions and the deception this guy uses to disguise his pitch. Look at that leg. And then coming out of his hold position, out of his set position, he's got 4 or 5 different moves. Seriously, I've never seen a pitcher like this guy. Gabriel Moya, 23 years old. We're going to see him for a while. He's got some years left.
Three balls, two strikes.
You can't teach that.
Moya is out of the Arizona Diamondbacks organization originally. Traded to Minnesota last year. Alex is on with a 2-out walk. So it's been a grinding first inning for Moya. Took 11 pitches to get Whit Merrifield to ground out. Then Mondesi lined to left. And Gordo Nation is packed tonight as Alex is on with 2 down. And Hunter Dozier returns to the lineup. He was a late scratch last night against Chicago with a tight back. He was going to play first base with Carlos Rodon on the mound. And now with Moya on the hill, Dozier does play first base. Oh, 2.
The reason why Moya is going to be a pretty good reliever in his future is because you start him, you can go up there and just sit on that changeup and do some damage to it. Forget the fastball and just wait for that one. He's going to throw it so many times, but as a reliever, he's only going to see a guy once or twice. That's it. It's not going to. You rarely see a guy twice. Come in for one time and you see him, he gets the out. That makes him successful.
Remember hearing someone say about another pitcher, Hud, his changeup is his fastball. What that means is he throws so many off-speed pitches that when he changes speeds, for him, he goes harder. Whereas for most pitchers, the reverse is true. You start hard, you start with velocity, and the change of speed is going slower.
Right, he pitches backwards. Throws hitters off. Been interesting watching this first inning here. Chris Jimenez, the catcher, too. He's really focused in on the hitter. He's watching the hitter. He's watching the hitter's tendencies. He's getting a sign whether to throw over to first base or a possible pitch out or whatever. But watch him look at the hitter. He's looking at the hitter 3 or 4 times before each pitch.
Dozier grounds it out to Polanco, who goes down to a knee and flips to Forsythe. And that's all for the Royals in the bottom of the first. No score.
Four-game set against the Minnesota Twins. Erica Weston with you, and Heath Fillmyer gets a do-over against the Twins tonight. He is on the mound for the Royals. Back-to-back starts against the Minnesota Twins, and he had a bit of a rough outing in the last outing Friday night in Minneapolis after the Royals spotted him 6 runs in the third. Fillmyer was knocked out after recording just 1 out in the home half of that inning, but Ned Yost told us earlier today he talked to Fillmyer after that start, and he said, "You'll get your chance for revenge against these guys in 5 days against your division rival. You're going to have to make adjustments and go about it a different way." But tonight he gets a second go round of this lineup. Brian.
He had a 1-2-3 first inning, Erica, but now a runner at second base and nobody out as Robbie Grossman doubles into the right field corner. It's very hard for a pitcher to dominate the same team twice in 1 week. It's also very difficult for an offense to knock around the same pitcher twice in 1 week.
Yeah, and it may sound strange, but that's the truth. It's all about adjustments when they know that they're facing it. Now, for hitters, they're pretty pleased that they're going to face the pitcher within a week because it's muscle memory and they remember everything. And even if the guy didn't get any hits, he's going to say, all right, I'm going to get him back now. And if you had success off him, you're saying, good, I'm going to get him again. So it's an all win for a hitter.
Jake Cave has had a nice year, filling in center field with Byron Buxton, dealing with a number of injuries. That is hit deep to center field and gone. Jake Cave has hit a 2-run home run. That is his 11th of the year, and Minnesota takes a 2-0 lead.
It was a pure sound. Whenever you hear that sound, you know that ball's well struck. That's a perfect swing. Good follow through, finished up high. Hands were right through the zone down. The hitters left-handed hitters love it down there.
So here's the first challenge for Fillmyer, going back to what we were talking about last inning and his ability to let that go and just move on to the next guy.
Yeah, don't let it get inside of your mind. Mix them up a little bit earlier in the count because they're looking for that heater. They know he wants to attack with it.
On the ground to Herrera. Adrianza is out. He had a big series against the Royals last weekend in Minneapolis. 1 out, nobody on. StatCast AI, powered by AWS.
Sure enough, I knew it was hit hard. 105.3 exit velo. Plenty of distance. 26 launch angle. That's pretty much a line drive.
Ball 1 to Max Kepler. Last year, Kepler looked like he was on his way to a breakout season this year. He had 19 home runs, 69 RBIs. Home runs are close. He hits 1 more, he'll tie his total from last year, but he's only driven in 50, and he's batting .231. Another ground ball to Herrera. So far so good. After the 2-run home run, a couple of ground balls to second base.
Caves opened up a lot of eyes. I can tell you that now. Byron Buxton was a Platinum Glove winner last year. I mean, that's the best in all the American League out of any positions. Alex won one as well. A very prestigious award. Had really high upside, good offensive season. And this year, injuries set him down and couldn't play, so they're looking for a guy to step in. Cave looks like he's done that pretty well. He's opened some eyes, got some power. He's played a good outfield. Some of his roots are a little shaky, but he gets the job done, makes the catch.
One and one on Tyler Austin. That's the first time we've seen him in a Twins uniform. Saw him with the Yankees last year, and then he was traded to Minnesota in the deal that sent Lance Lynn to New York. 2 balls, 1 strike. A lot of changes. Eduardo Escobar to the Diamondbacks. Ryan Presley and Zach Duke out of the bullpen to Houston and Seattle. Lynn to the Yankees. Brian Dozier to the Dodgers. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And then the injured Twins. Logan Morrison, who's from Kansas City. He had hip surgery. Urban Santana's on the disabled list. Byron Buxton. Miguel Sano is active, but he has a bad left knee. There's Sano, who put up huge numbers against the Royals last year. He got sent to A-ball this year.
Yep. That's quite a demotion. And I think there was a lot of meaning behind that. They wanted him to lose some weight. It's more of a demotion, just to say, hey, look, you need to regroup. We got to have you. You're part of our future. You're a big part of it. You have to have a little bit more pride in yourself. Get yourself into some better playing shape. And what better place to go than Florida, where it's this time of year? Man, is it smoking hot and humid. And it worked. He did a good job. He dropped some weight. I saw him out working on his defense today.
Good changeup. So Jake Caves hits a 2-run home run, but Phil Meyer does not allow that to turn into a big inning. He gets the next 3. 2-0 Minnesota.
Game 1 of 4. As you enjoy Miller Lite, look forward to the whole true moment. Later in tonight's game, there will be one.
Jake Cave hits his 11th home run of the year. And now back out in center field as the Royals send up Salvador Perez, Jorge Bonifacio, and Alcides Escobar. Gabriel Moya needed 23 pitches to get through the first inning, 11 against Whit Merrifield. 0-1 against Salvi.
So the hitter that the Royals are talking most to is Whit Merrifield. He saw so many pitches. So they're saying, what's he got? Changeup, guys. Sit on the changeup. That's already out there. That was a good location for that last one there on the outside part of the plate. Wait on it.
One and one on Salvi. Well, we were expecting Steven Gonsalves to follow Gabriel Moya, but it's Oliver Drake, a right-hander, warming up in the bullpen. One and two on Salvi.
That was the one. Elevation in a perfect spot. This is where you want to look.
Two and two. Salvi doubled in the 11th inning last night. Get that rally started. Phillips ran for him. Escobar walked. A wild pitch. And the Royals had runners at second and third with one out when Rosel Herrera lined out to Tim Anderson, which resulted in a double play. Three and two.
This might be the first at bat that I remember all year long that Salvi's seen this many pitches and hasn't swung yet.
And now he swings, and look at that stop by Adrianza at third base.
Woo! You call that pick and grin. Salvi saved his swing. I mean, he crushed it. Look at this. Oh, as a third baseman, look at you olay that. Pick it. Now you're like, all right, I got plenty of time, and I'm going to grin all the way to first.
Pick and grin.
Pick and grin on a ball like that.
I've heard that one before.
Yeah.
Jorge Bonifacio with one out. Been an up and down second half for Bonifacio, and he is dealing with a down at the moment. He has won for his last 16. Two and 0. Bonifacio and Jorge Polanco, the Minnesota shortstop, I'm sure have been tempted many times in the second half to try and cram a full season into one half after the long suspension.
Yep.
That usually doesn't work.
No, it backfires. Bonifacio found that out. Not only does it stunt your growth as a young player, but also takes money out of your bank account.
Two balls, two strikes. And now full count. He hasn't given up a run, but Gabriel Moya has thrown a lot of pitches. This is his 6th batter, and he's thrown 34 pitches.
Yep, and he's what they call nowadays an opener. And that's designed to really protect a young starter is what it's really all about. So the starter doesn't have to face the meat of the order more than once or twice.
That is his first strikeout, and there are 2 down in the 2nd inning.
Ladies, join us tomorrow for our annual Girls Night Out at the K, presented by Kansas City area Chevy dealers. First 10,000 ladies through the gates will receive a Royals ladies canvas bag. Buy a VIP package to also receive an exclusive Royals charm bracelet. Purchase tickets at royals.com/Girls Night Out. Gotta have you. Want to see you. But you know, also too, what that having an opener does is you see where the next guy is supposed to come in. What was the starter that was going to be but he's not. So it kind of deceives all the hitters, and they can't prepare. You really can't prepare. That's why our keys, when you're facing a team that does that with their pitching, is to just have quality at bats one by one. You know, you're not going to see that pitcher more than once, maybe. Let's go up, try to battle.
Out of play, 1-1 on Escobar. Well, it'll be interesting to see how many teams are doing this next year. By Adrianza. Lesson number 1 in the first 2 innings tonight. Don't hit the ball to Adrianza. Run. Cal Eldred is happy with this number. Archaea drive to success. The Royals in the 2nd half have had the biggest ERA improvement in the major leagues. Now, the first half ERA was big, 5.4, and when you're talking about 4.38 in the 2nd half, that's good. It's not great, but when you have a young team and when you slowly transition from some veterans to younger guys, I think really what you want to see is improvement.
Oh, exactly. In a season like this, especially. they've all grown immensely. We've seen a lot of growth.
Oh, 2 on Chris Jimenez, the Twins catcher and number 9 hitter. Back with Minnesota after playing over 70 games with them last year. Off the netting in front of the Royals dugout. Now Gonsalves warms up with Herrera, Gallagher, and Merrifield coming up. One and 2. Off of Gallagher's glove. Not only did Jimenez play in over 70 games with Minnesota last year, he pitched 4 times. Wow. 2 years ago, he pitched 3 times for the Indians. So that's another tool in the toolbox that you bring.
Right.
Blowout game.
With that experience on your resume, that's perfect.
Taking one for the team in a blowout game.
Right.
You don't have to worry about that in September. If you're pitching a position player in September, you've got big problems with the size of the bullpens, but
yeah,
he's the go-to guy when Paul Molitor and Terry Francona before him didn't want to grind his bullpen into the ground in a one-sided game.
Yeah, you know, you're not seeing too many 36-year-olds in the game today. He takes good care of himself, does Jimenez, and has a nice resume. Obviously good with pitching, good with young players, good in the clubhouse, and has a lot to offer still on the field. Good pitch, good finish.
That's Phil Myers' 3rd strikeout, 1 down in the 3rd inning.
Boy, he just totally off balance there. Amazes me how they can hold that ball on the side like that. And what's also amazing is the technology. They slow that camera down so many frames per second. It's super slow motion. You can see all that. It's really interesting. Phil Meyer, he's got a bunch of pitches he uses now. He's going to get better as he evolves. This is his first year starting in the big leagues. That changeup's going to be an effective pitch for him.
There's one right there.
As he gets more comfortable, that's going to be a pitch that comes into play along with Jake Junis. Junis is going to get better with his to really throw that hitter off.
Another changeup. When Phil Meyer allowed that big inning on Friday, it all began with a Jorge Polanco bunt, and the Royals have had a shift and the third baseman on the edge of the grass on the left side ever since.
One time. Just once. That's all you got to do it.
It seemed harmless at the moment. The Royals led 6-2 here in the 3rd. So Polanco with the shift put down a bunt. That was the beginning of a 4-run inning. And now with 2 strikes, Escobar will back off, but he made his point and the Royals have adjusted. Line to left field. Alex is there, 2 down.
And if that would have been a harmless hit and they got out of the inning, maybe they wouldn't have focused on it as much, but it ignited a rally and it hurt Phil Meyer.
Refreshing saves from Price Chopper and Aquafina. Sign up at mypricechopper.com/saves to save on Aquafina when the Royals get a save. And now Eddie Rosario. He's been banged up lately. Working on a career year, but he's played in just 4 games in September. and bothered by a strained right thigh muscle. One ball, one strike.
You know, the game is hard enough to play when you're 100% healthy. Man, when you're carrying an injury of some sort, it makes it really difficult to perform.
Mondesi, and it ricochets to Herrera. Twins think that Dozier came off the bag. Usually when you write 6-4-3 on your scorecard, it looks a little different than this.
Yeah, great job of keeping it in front, telling him he's got time. Dozier stayed on the bag.
Gwen passed away, so he decided to honor his daughter, who had special needs, by hosting a carnival for all of her friends. He created special games for everyone to play, and at the end of the day, all the participants went home with prizes. So it's a family event that's free for anyone to participate in. Gary devotes much time, effort, and money each and every year to Gwen's Carnival. He's sitting in the Buck O'Neil legacy seat at tonight's game.
Gary, sorry for your loss, but thank you for what you're doing through it.
Rosel Herrera takes a strike from Steven Gonsalves, who's a Chevy call to the bullpen. The game changes, approaches change, and somebody comes up with a new idea. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So we'll see how all of this plays out with the opener and the follower, or whatever you want to call him. That's what Gonzalez did on Friday against the Royals. 5 runs, 5 hits, and 2 1/3 innings.
And I'm sorry. Go ahead. Sometimes the organization wants to break young guys in like that.
It's interesting. I mean, I know change is hard for some. Herrera has not learned lesson number 1 yet tonight. Keep the ball away from Adrianza. What has come up, though, and just talking to people who seem to be close to neutral on the concept, some of the potential pitfalls. Number 1, is it sustainable over the course of a full season? The Rays were just going to do it once a week, and then trades and injuries, and it was working. So then twice a week, 3 times a week. So we'll find out if a team can sustain that over the course of a season. Outside to Gallagher. Then there's the financial side of it. It is going to completely throw traditional numbers up in the air. that guys will use when negotiating a contract or standing in front of an arbiter during arbitration. Starts, innings, wins.
Exactly right.
So how that translates into pitchers being compensated will be interesting, which will probably lead to more use of the advanced metrics. There'll be the numbers inside the numbers that will help prove a pitcher's worth.
Yep. You know, you remember the term Moneyball. That was something kind of new back then too. Now that kind of went away, and then so there was a movie done, book was written about it. So this is kind of the new Moneyball.
Gallagher is on with a 1-out walk. It's a fascinating concept. If you take a young guy like Gonzalez, and right now, as you pointed out, you think, well, maybe he's good at this point in his career going through the lineup twice, not 3 times. Okay, well, if you're only going to have him go through the lineup twice, why not then avoid him having to face the top of the order 1 time? So how do you take that away? Well, you have someone open the game. They deal with hitters 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now Moya tonight, he went 2 innings, but let's say Moya went 1 inning. Well, he gets through Merrifield, Mondesi, Gordon, and Dozier. Well, now you bring in Gonzalez, and he's dealing with, you know, the middle of the order and the bottom of the order. Gets on a little bit of a roll. It's interesting.
It is.
And the Rays wanted to do it because they felt like they had 4 good starters coming out of spring training. So if they were going to have a bullpen day, well, instead of stretching out somebody who would go 2 innings, instead of stretching him out to go to 4, where he becomes vulnerable in the 3rd or 4th inning, start matching up right away.
Yeah, except if you have a Snell in your rotation.
Well, if you had a Snell, as the Rays will tell you, they wouldn't be doing this. You know, if they had 5 legitimate starters, then they say, we'll see what happens, but they say that this is temporary. This is adjusting to the staff that they have. Line to right, Kepler comes up to make the play, and Gallagher's back to first, and Witt is 0 for 2. Gonzalez in that start against the Royals on Friday was going up against Philmeyer, and he had a couple of scoreless innings, and then the Royals knocked him out in the 3rd, just as the Twins knocked Philmeyer out in the 3rd.
He's a young man, 24, 6'5", 213, has the body build of a nice pitcher. I mean, you'd like that, but you wonder why the velocity's not there. I mean, he's just not an overpowering pitcher. He's going to average right at 90, 88, 89, 90. Going to have to really be a good command type pitcher to have success up here. Basic 4 pitches.
Oh, and 2 on Mondesi. He lined out to left field against Moya in the 1st inning. He's the subject of our Kubota Power Stats. He is hitting just under 400 with an 1100 OPS over his last 13 games. And all those stolen bases, 6. Gonzalez gets him on 3 pitches. And that's all for the Royals in the bottom of the 3rd. Minnesota leads 2-0.
him out here, all right? This is a pitcher's, a lot like a hitter. You got to have a good little foundation. You got to have a nice little stride. Look with the toes out, or when you want to finish out over the top. That's exactly what a pitcher wants to do. Hitter, very similar. Wants to have a good sturdy base. He wants to be able to throw his hands through the zone, and he wants a nice follow through finish. So it's very similar, the pitcher versus the hitter. Classic confrontation.
Strike one on Logan Forsythe, who took a called third strike in the first inning. One ball, one strike. Philmeyer got Minnesota 1-2-3 in the first, then he allowed a double and a home run in the second, and then has set down the last 6. Fastball by him at 93. 2-2. He was out on a pitch just like that one in the first inning. Down and away, right on the outer edge of the strike zone. This time, Stu Sherwater ruled it was out of the strike zone. And now it's lifted to right field. Bonifacio is on it. And there's one away.
Need a new piece of art for your Royals fan cave? Don't miss the 50th season Canvas College giveaway featuring the Royals all-time team this Saturday. First 10,000 fans through the gates will receive this exclusive canvas presented by Brown and Crouppen. Before the Royals take on the Twins at 6:15, head to Royals.com to purchase your ticket today. Nice.
Bobby Grossman hit it down around the end of the bat. Merrifield makes the play. Grossman doubled and scored on Cave's home run in the second inning, so he's 1 for 2. And now Philmeyer gets another shot at Jake Cave, who homered to center field in the second inning on a fastball in. Got the call. 0-1. In again, and he goes the other way. So he hasn't tried to pull that fastball once. First fastball in, he homered to center field, this time with an inside out swing. He drops one into left for a 2-out single.
Yeah, and if he tries to pull this one here, he breaks his bat and hits a ground ball to the first baseman, to Dozier, very easily. Mo Lottery replay will show you that. That ball's way in on him, but because he kept his hands inside of the baseball, he fought it off. It's a great way to get hits. I'm telling you, big part of the field is the focus. Fought it off. He looks good tonight. Be careful with him.
And now Adrianza loses a base hit on a leaping play by Mondesi. So the Royals give him a taste of his own medicine. And that puts an end to the top of the fourth. That's right.
Athleticism.
Fox Sports Kansas City is brought to you by Jeep. Hurry into the Jeep Adventure Days event for a great deal. And by Pizza Ranch. Hungry for legendary pizza and chicken? It's Pizza Ranch for the win. Minnesota has a 2-0 lead on a 2-run home run from Jake Cave. Steven Gonsalves begins his second inning. And a curveball drops in for a strike to Alex Gordon. Alex walked in the first against the opener, Gabriel Moya. One and one.
We've talked a lot about Alex and how much he's surged, and how comfortable he feels now, and how good he's been looking at the plate. Well, you know, talking with Terry Bradshaw, his hitting coach, he says, you know what, he has it all figured out now. He understands his hands and all that. But one of the big keys is he's seeing a lot of pitches and walking. He's walked more than any Royal in the last few weeks during this spell. And that last walk he had was his fifth walk in his last 7 games. So walking has been a big part of the surge for Alex. Look at that nice little try to hit that ball down the left field line. We've seen him do that.
It's wide open right now with Adrianza playing in the shortstop position.
That's all he's trying to do. He's just trying to get on base so he can rip off another base. He's been stealing bags too.
Another shot at left field. Hey, look at that catch.
Had it all the way. That's right.
Bare-handed. Malik. Stayed with it.
Soft hands. There was no frying pan hand there.
Nope.
See how that hit initially? He was able to turn that ball into a marshmallow.
That deserves our Pepsi fan of the game, doesn't it?
Oh, absolutely.
Still 2-2. Gonsalves reminds me a little bit of Eric Skoglund. He pitched last night for the Royals.
See it.
Tall, lanky, long levers. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
Especially from their start position too. When they're holding the ball right there, they both hold it right at their waist. Interesting. Right there. Similar angle. There you go.
That was a 9-pitch plate appearance. Alex has walked for the 2nd time tonight. Gordo Nation appreciates that. Here's our sprint trivia question. Alex Gordon is one of 3 Royals since 2000 to record 12 or more stolen base seasons age 34 or older. One of 3 since 2000 with 12 or more. A 12 or more stolen base season at age 34 or older.
Okay.
Since 2000, Alex and 2 others at age 34 or older has 1 season where they've stolen 12 or more bases.
That's kind of similar to last night's question.
Only different.
Yeah, it's stolen base related. Huh. I know Willie Wilson left the Royals and went to Oakland and a couple other places, but
that was way before 2000 though.
Okay, my bad. All right.
Now,
years.
if it was since 1985, then yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm happy that you helped, that you're able to dissect the question for me every night. Thank you. Now you know why I signed at 17 and left the education field.
Two balls, 1 strike. It's kind of a hard question. I mean, 12 stolen bases isn't a lot.
It's 18 years now we have between 2000 and now.
You got that part right.
Thank you.
2-2 on Dozier. Look out. Thank goodness for the netting above the first base dugout.
Don't we always use George Brett as one?
Since 2000.
Oh, gosh. All right, sorry.
Freddie Patek does not qualify either.
Okay.
Or Amos Otis.
Okay, okay.
Thumbed up the right field line, and
that's fair.
That's off of Austin's glove. It is ruled foul. I say that he made contact with the ball in foul territory.
That looked pretty close. If he touches it in fair territory, it goes foul. It's fair, but I guess not. Let's see.
Tough to tell from there.
Tough.
Gary Cedarstrom was right there. Here we go. Here's a better look.
Yeah, Tyler Austin, that was an excellent bid.
Yeah, that's a good shot there.
Good bid for
you
that.
couldn't get any closer than
and when
Gary Cedarstrom.
Yeah, when the ball went up, he looked for help right away. Yeah, did Tyler Austin. That's a pretty good sign that that was going to fall. I thought he was going to get a hit out of that.
Another long plate appearance for a Royal. Alex Gordon. He saw 9 pitches before his walk. And now Dozier following Alex. We'll see his 9th pitch with Salvador Perez on deck.
Okay, our key was to compete in each at bat, and they're doing that.
And it's back-to-back walks with a lot of foul balls mixed in between. 2 on, nobody out. Here comes Salvi, and we go to Erica.
Ryan, Royals in the community week continues. Salvador Perez was one of them out in the community today. Earlier today, a number of the guys visited the University of Kansas Health System to distribute Major League Baseball Starlight gowns to pediatric patients. These are club-specific, which replace the traditional hospital gowns to kids undergoing treatments. Some of the other guys in attendance today: Brad Keller, Ian Kennedy, Jorge Lopez, Eric Skoglund, and of course, as we mentioned, Salvador Perez. Lots of Royals out in the community this week as their community week continues. Lots of Royals at home as well as overseas. Of course, our Joe Goldberg and some Royals greats doing some good work in the Middle East, guys.
Wow. Thank you, Erica. That's just amazing. And you know what? That's one of the most special and impactful visits you can give in the community. A star like Salvi Kennedy, hey, kudos to the veterans for going out there. But also the young players that go to hospitals and visit kids, that's a great experience. First few times you go to experience that, you get all emotional and you get wrapped up in the kids and their pain, maybe their sickness, and you got to realize you're there to make them happy. You're there to make them smile, and there's no one better than Salvi. It's fantastic that he was able to do that. Put your own feelings away. It's about them.
No balls, 2 strikes on Salvi.
And you know what's good too is you don't just show up in your civilian clothes. You show up in your uniform top. They recognize you. Really a big lift for those kids in the hospital. Way to go, Toby Cook. Get him out there.
Still 0-2 on Salvi. He hit a blur to the third baseman Adrians in the second inning, who, as HUD described it, had a pick and grin.
Yeah, that's a pick and grin right there. Sweet. You got plenty of time. You're smiling the whole way, and you're saying, "Ha ha, got you."
That's off of Jimenez's glove, and 2 Royals will move up. It is ruled a wild pitch, but you could really hear the ball hit the glove, and that pitch was way down and in. Didn't get his glove turned around.
No, he tried to. All he had to do was just flip it and go thumbs up. Instead, he kept his thumb in. Missed it.
Now Salvi pulls it foul.
Gotta really wait. You gotta wait on. First the opener, Gabriel Moya, he was soft. 82 to 85, 86, and this young man right here, he's not real strong either. Gonzalez, he's maybe 90 at best. Wait on him. Think opposite field.
2-2.
It's a 91.
Opponent's average against his fastball is .433. That's in his first 4 appearances, which were starts. It's the first time he has pitched out of the bullpen.
So they're trying to protect him.
And that'll land in the seats.
And it was interesting, last week we were in Minnesota. I talked to Paul Molitor in his office about this thing. He said the front office has run this by me, the opener situation, the whole thing. They've run it by him, and he kind of was okay, let's just kind of see how it goes. So it wasn't like he said, no, I'm not doing it. He said, all right, let's see how it goes. And this is what we're doing tonight. We're seeing Salvi has a chance with nobody out here to get the Royals on the board. Good at bat. Every single at bat has been a competitive one.
Forsythe makes the play in shallow center field. 1 away. Those some long matchups for Gonsalves, and Oliver Drake goes back to work in the Minnesota bullpen. He threw 9 pitches to Alex. He walked. 9 pitches to Dozier. He walked. And then it took 8 pitches to get Salvador Perez.
You got to come out of this with a run at least. Especially with the infield back. Just put him in play on the ground. Get on the board. Should be an easy RBI opportunity.
During his struggles, the few hits that Jorge Bonifacio has gotten have been meaningful. He has 8 hits in his last 19 at bats with a runner in scoring position, and he has 2 out there right now with 1 out. Very shallow right field. Kepler makes the play. No tag. Second and third, nobody out. Has become second and third and 2 down. And even though Salvi and Bonifacio didn't get the job done, both seem to be trying to go up the middle and the other way against a pitcher like this.
Yeah, that's right. But they just offered it some pitches that were a little bit up out of their range. Got to bring him down. He doesn't have an overpowering fastball, and so it looks appetizing to the hitter. They're going for it. Eske can pick them both up here, though. It's a nice, easy find a hole.
He lined out to Adrianza in the second inning.
.234 is his average with runners in scoring position, and that's come up quite a bit in the last few weeks.
He did not go around, according to Gary Cedarstrom. 1 ball, 1 strike.
6 for his last 10 in runners in scoring position. That'll do it. Keep it up. Big hole here. Shoot it.
Line caught by Forsythe. So it's all lined up, second and third and nobody out, but Gonzalez gets out of it. The pop up, a fly out, and a line out. To Denver, Nolan Arenado. That's a 464-foot home run. He has reached 100 RBIs and 30 home runs in 4 consecutive seasons. And so the updated standings at the moment, Colorado has a 2-game lead over the Dodgers, although the Dodgers lead 8-4 in St. Louis. And now Arizona has dropped to 4.5 back in both their division and in the wild card.
Colorado's taking care of their own business.
2-0 Minnesota, and a home run by Jake Cave. That's Max Kepler taking ball 1. He rolled out to Herrera at second base in the second inning. One ball, 1 strike.
Tough chance that last inning. The Royals definitely should have been on the board, but they couldn't execute and get the runners home. Second and third, nobody out with your RBI people coming up. Hope they get another opportunity.
Two balls and 1 strike. Phil Myers set down 9 of 10 since the 2-run home run. Three and 1. Tyler Austin is on deck. He'll be followed by Chris Jimenez. A leadoff walk. That's Phil Myers' first walk tonight. Other news regarding a show-stopping National League third baseman David Wright in our University of Kansas Health System injury report update. He will be activated from the disabled list in less than 2 weeks and will start for the Mets against the Marlins on September 29th. That's the Saturday before the end of the regular season, and then is expected to retire.
Huh. Boy.
He looked like he was on his way to Cooperstown there.
No
for
doubt
a while,
about it. Man, too bad. That's just, you know what? It's some of the injuries he's had have been really tough too. He's gone through just about everything you could have. Knees, shoulders, neck, back.
That was a swing. 0-2. David Wright has had a stress fracture in his back. He has had a broken finger. He has been diagnosed with spinal stenosis, the narrowing of the spinal column. He has had neck surgery. He has had shoulder surgery. And he has had back surgery.
You're dealing with the spine, you're in trouble. That's you can't play when you're having issues there. Good spot. Man, that's late life to that little snappy slider.
And now Jimenez. Phil Myers struck him out in the third inning. David Wright was part of one of the most exciting plays in Royals history. Game 5 of the World Series, and Salvador Perez broken bat ground ball to third, and he assumed Eric Hosmer would hold at third base, and then with a sore arm did everything he could to get it over to first base as quickly as he could, and that's when Hosmer came dashing down from third.
They knew the scouting report.
Yep.
He couldn't throw on top. He threw sidearm, and it's going to take longer to get over there. Yeah, that was a wild scamper. And the thing I remember the most are the expressions on the Mets fans in the background.
On the other side, in that same World Series, David Wright hit a 2-run home run off of Yordano Ventura in Game 3, which ended up being the only win the Mets had in that World Series. One and one.
Phil Meyer, he can get out of this inning with one pitch. He's been good this year. He's induced 11 ground ball double plays. Likes to work the lower part of the zone. See if he can get a swing out of Tyler Austin down below the knees. Jimenez is hitting.
Got him looking. Phil Myers struck out Jimenez twice. And now Heath has 5 tonight, 2 down in the 5th inning.
Don't need to roll it up. He's taking care of it himself. Ooh, man, that's a good pitch. Yeehaw. Yeah. Got to go. Doesn't want to.
Jorge Polanco is grounded back to Phil Meyer and lined out to left. 1-1. Polanco and Mabry's Valoria have something in common.
What's that?
Both were called up from A-ball to make their big league debut. Polanco did that in 2014. He was the first Twins player to skip AA and AAA since Jim Eisenreich, who played for the Twins and the Royals, and IZ still lives in KC. Bill Meyer gets around the leadoff walk with the help of a couple of strikeouts against Tyler Austin and Chris Jimenez. He has struck out 5. Remember, if the Royals hit a triple in tonight's game, the Kansas City Honda dealers will make a $1,000 donation to the KC Urban Youth Academy. Curveball for a strike from Steven Gonzalez. He has walked 3 in his first 2 innings. He is not allowed a hit. And last inning, the Royals put runners at second and third with nobody out. Gonzalez worked around it. He got a pop up from Salvador Perez, a shallow fly ball from Jorge Bonifacio, and a soft liner from Alcides Escobar. And now he gets a strikeout, his second, and there's one down in the 5th inning.
I mean, is Eddie Guardado putting on an exercise clinic out there with all of his guys? I mean, they're all working out, wondering who's coming in next. Because they probably don't know.
Right.
What the Rays would do is they would alert a certain 3 or 4 guys and let them know that they were the ones possibly going in. But, you know, the game changes so quickly that there's some uncertainty. Look at him. Eddie Guardado, he's the one in the middle standing up there.
He's done his stretching.
Exactly. He's not a part of that at all. He's going to stretch the knife at the dinner table and the fork. Hey, maybe they'd want to be a part of it. Hey, the 4th annual Yogis in the outfield, Eddie Guardado.
Or in the visitors' bullpen.
Yeah, is back at the K this Sunday. Join us for a special 1-hour yoga practice in the outfield grass, led by Core Movement, followed by a light breakfast and a ticket to watch the Royals take on the Twins at 1:15 p.m. Each participant will receive a Yogis in the Outfield yoga mat. Purchase your ticket at royals.com/theme ticket. Eddie, I know you're in because of the light breakfast, so please be a part of it. Sunday you'll be here.
73 miles an hour with that curveball. Gallagher is down. Did you recognize any of those poses out there?
I did recognize a few of them, but they weren't yoga poses. Look at the breaking ball. Nice. The young man has shown some good pitches here, Gonzalez. He's got some good stuff. Now, he's not overpowering, but he's got some pretty good secondary pitches. Hitting his spots now.
Merrifield is grounded to short and lined to right. We were talking about some of his accomplishments in the first inning. Witt is the only major leaguer this season with 35 or more doubles and 35 or more stolen bases. He is just the third Royal in history to accomplish that. He is the second Royals infielder all time with 34 or more stolen bases in consecutive seasons, joining Freddie Patek. He has set a Royals record this year, stealing third base with 13, one more than Lorenzo Cain. And he's one of 9 Royals with back-to-back 30 stolen base seasons.
Impressive. Really just his second full season.
And Witt is on with a walk, so Gonzalez has walked 4. This one comes with 2 outs. Gonzalez was taken out of high school in San Diego by the Twins in the 3rd round. He was their minor league pitcher of the year in 2016 and considered one of their top 5 pitching prospects. Lost his footing on that breaking ball that was just 70 miles an hour to Mondesi. Witt leads the league with 35 stolen bases. Two balls, no strikes.
He goes. He's going to go on first movement. Jimenez is going to talk to him right now about, but forget about the runner. Okay, you got a 2-0 lead here. We got to secure it. You're rushing. You came home there. You're rushing. You're going to leave the pitch up. He's going to hurt you. This guy can take you deep. Don't worry about the runner. As you could tell when he came out of that last little stretch there, he rushed and left it up, trying to be quick home. Let me take care of the runner.
Well, with 4 walks in 2 2/3 innings, would he fall into that effectively wild category?
You know what? It's possible. Sometimes he just doesn't have a lot of velocity that really can also upset the timing. But certainly, he's been tough. But I like the fact that the Royals hitters are competing tonight. They are exactly what our key was. Is they're all seeing a lot of pitches, and eventually, it's going to help them. Put too many free passes on like that on the bases, somebody's going to get you.
Three balls and 1 strike. Well, Gabriel Moya in his 2 innings threw 38 pitches, and now Gonzalez in 2 2/3 innings has 64 pitches. So you're talking over 100 pitches thrown by Twins pitchers, and we're not even done with the 5th inning. Oh, and that kicks off of Polanco, so that might be a drive that the Royals need. And now here comes Merrifield around third. Jake Cave's throw is high, and Mondesi keeps running to third.
That's what speed do right there. Take advantage of a miscue. Now you sit back, the ball will play. You're watching Polanco, he's on his heels. He just sat back on that one. He didn't play the ball played him, and he kicked it slowly enough in the shallow center. Watch Whit. He sees it the whole way, and watch him turn the burners on. Watch Churchley. He says, all right, you can make it. It would have taken a perfect throw to get him. Royals are on the board. Look at Monty, heads up. He's saying, all right, you're going to go home like that. So easily cruising in there and see if they can. Alex Gordon's up now. Tie it up. Speed's a beautiful thing.
And even Mondesi has to catch his breath from time to time. Well, all those walks, we brought it up before, that will put your defense to sleep. So, coincidence? Maybe, maybe not. And now Alex, who has walked twice, one of those against the starter Moya, and now he takes inside from Gonzalez. It is an error all the way. There was not a second error on the throw to the plate, allowing Mondesi to go to third. So just an error on Polanco and going to third on the throw home. Could have been a second error.
Yeah, well, it'll hurt even more if he bounces one here, because Mondesi, it don't take the ball to bounce very far for him to score on a wild pitch.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Okay, Alex trying to pull those last two. Now maybe he can get back in that mindset of trying to go the other way. A big hole at shortstop. Wait on something. Get a little hole there, dribble one. You know, it doesn't have to be a hard hit ball. It can find a way. But the mental approach is going to work here.
Oh, fastball right on the outside edge. So Gonzalez ends up striking out the side, but he walked a man with 2, and the error by Polanco puts the Royals on the board. Brought to you by T-Mobile, and we open tonight talking about the Royals' speed and how that's been game-changing lately.
That's right. In any kind of whoops in the field, it could turn into this. We saw this so many times in the Royals championship seasons in the past. They would take an error and they would turn that into a huge rally.
It's not every day somebody hits a ground ball to short that's booted by the shortstop and the batter runner ends up at third base. So somebody failed in pursuing that ball after it kicked off of Polanco.
Yeah, you know, it kicked into a really a pretty dead place out there in shallow center. There wasn't anybody around it, and it didn't roll very hard, very far.
One out in the sixth.
Take a look at it. This caught a lot of palm from Polanco. Right at the heel of the glove. Okay, watch where it goes. Not just going to deaden right there. Now look at the second baseman, Forsythe. Forsythe, he's going to go, just becomes a spectator. He's watching. So Cave had to come all the way in from center field. That's what allowed Merrifield to score. Forsythe became a spectator.
And he was a spectator in the first inning tonight when he took a called third strike from Phil Meyer. He is also flied out to right field. Jam. Herrera's out and makes the play in front of Bonifacio. This series continues over the weekend. We'll be on Fox Sports Kansas City tomorrow and Sunday. Saturday's game is on FS1. That'll be Eric Collins and C.J. Nitkowski with the call at 6 o'clock. And then our coverage begins at 12:30 on Sunday afternoon. And the Royals hit the road for 10 days. When they come back here for 4, and that's it. Here's Robbie Grossman with 2 down. Grossman doubled in front of Jake Cave's 2-run home run in the second inning. And then he flied out to center field in the 4th. Phil Meyer dives. And Herrera throws out Grossman. How about that effort?
He wants it. Get him some runs, but we need a hit. Wow. Effort. One Royals app. Customize your experience to catch every moment this season. Get Royals home screen icons and features such as MLB.TV Game of the Day, pitch tracking, in-game highlights, live radio broadcast, stats, news, and more. Download MLB At Bat today.
Chevy call to the bullpen. Alan Busnitz will get the bottom of the 6th inning with Dozier, Perez, and Bonifacio coming up. He is the third Minnesota pitcher. It took Moya and Gonzalez over 100 pitches combined to get through the first 5 innings, and they didn't allow a hit. They walked 5. Austin runs out of room. Thank you, dugout suite. Hunter leads off our Sonic Slam inning. Our contestant is Mary Burnett from St. Joe. And if the Royals hit a home run out of the park in this inning, Mary wins $300. If the Royals hit a grand slam out of the park, Mary wins $25 grand from Sonic and the Royals.
Business is tough. He's got some good stuff. He's got a mid-90s fastball, big 12-6 curveball, occasional changeups, but he hides the ball well. Hitters have a hard time picking him up.
He also has a 6.56 ERA.
Yeah, so he's missing, but stuff's good. See if they can get him. Dozier. Right.
Base hit left field. Somehow
Look for
he
it.
got it past Adrianza.
Yeah, he did. Good decision right there by Dozier. Go ahead. You know what? He's got good speed. He did. He found a way to get it by Adrianza, and that's what you got to do. Hit it above him. Good control. Nice little front step there. Controls the weight. Head position's great. He stayed on off the end of the bat, although he did hit it hard. The leg double. That's nice. That adds gets a little bit of momentum going towards for the guys. Just under 100-mile-an-hour exit velo off the end of the bat.
That breaking ball stays high. Ball 1 on Salvi, who lost a hit on a great play by Adrianza in the second inning. And then he was a big out for Gonzalez in the 4th. When the Royals had runners at second and third and nobody out, Gonzalez got Salvi to pop out to second, and Gonzalez eventually got out of that inning without allowing a run.
Right idea, that swing there. That's right. Look at Salvi visualizing. That's going the other way. What he's doing there. Trying to keep his hands inside the ball, serve it out there to right, or drive it.
Two and 1. Busnitz is all over the board with his numbers. He's 4-0. That looks good. But his ERA is 6.56. He has struck out more than he has innings pitched. Oh! And he just gave up his 7th home run in 23 innings. And that was a rocket. Big smile on his face as Salvi hits his 25th of the year. He was in the right place at the right time. This pitch was in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Oh, man. I don't think I've seen a ball leave the yard that quick all year long. That ball was not working, or excuse me, not walking. You could hang a week worth of Erica Weston's laundry on that one. Believe it.
Salvi splash-soaked laundry.
Yeah. Look at that young man there. Lucky souvenir.
And Mary Burnett from St. Joe won $300. And now the Royals lead 3-2 in the 6th inning.
Man, oh man. I can't wait to see the vitals on this homer. How hard was it hit? 107, 21-degree launch angle. That barely got up. 420 on the line.
So Salvi makes up for the pop-up in the 4th inning. And now Bonifacio, he was a big out in that inning with a fly out to right. Salvi becomes the 7th Royal with back-to-back 25 home run seasons. Still 1-2 on Bonifacio. Only 2 Royals have had 3 consecutive 25 home run seasons. Steve Balboni and Bo Jackson. Two and two.
Well, congratulations. That's not easy to do either.
And back to work in the Minnesota bullpen. Matt McGill is warming up. We were talking about potential issues when you go with the opener concept. And another issue is if your opener is going to go 1 or 2 innings, you're going to point to the bullpen a lot in one game. And every night, Paul Molitor's rolling the dice, because if you're bringing in 6 or 7 guys, chances are one of them is not going to have his good stuff.
Oh.
And now Bonifacio deep to left field and gone. Back to back.
You are so correct, sir. That was a pitch, both of them, right in the middle of the plate. Buznez, not fooling anybody. Nice. There you go. Started the inning with no hits. The Royals hadn't gotten a hit the whole game. Dozier starts it off with a double. Homer, homer. 84. That's right there saying hit me. Look at no stride at all by Bonifacio. That's one of the things interesting about his swing. He doesn't load his hips. He doesn't overstride. He just trusts his hands. Way to compete in your at-bats.
And another $100 on its way to Mary Burnett. It's time for the Miller Hold True moment.
And we told you there'd be one, certainly. Wow, was that laser liner timely. 2-run homer. Gave the Royals the lead. And then Bonifacio says, you know what? I'm going to look for a mistake. And he got one and backspun it over the wall.
Now Escobar hits it a mile, but foul. Matt McGill comes on in the 6th inning. So Remember, Perez and Bonifacio were huge outs for Gonzalez back in the 4th inning when the Royals had runners at 2nd and 3rd and nobody out, and they redeemed themselves in the 6th with back-to-back home runs.
See McGill's numbers. His ERA is a little bit better at 3.88. 88 to 93 miles an hour with his fastball. Slider, curve, change. Slider might be his best pitch.
Cave makes a play in center field. Escobar is 0 for 3. Well, let's go back to your key, Hud. We knew we were going to see a lot of pitchers tonight. You said compete in each at bat. And in the first 5 innings, the Royals didn't have 1 hit. And they scratched out an unearned run. But they made Gabriel Moya throw 38 pitches in 2 innings. They made Steven Gonzalez throw 69 pitches in 3 innings. And I'll bet Paul Molitor wanted to go longer with Gonzalez, but because of all those long plate appearances, he got to his pitch limit. He had to make a change he didn't want to make. He brings in a guy who didn't have it tonight, and so that's a byproduct of all those battles in the early innings.
That's right, and it paid off. And remember, we said it's going to pay off here if they just stay at it, and it did. And that's why the game's 9 innings. It's the long game. You just never know what's going to happen, but it finally worked. And they got their cookies, and they didn't miss them.
Two and 1 on Herrera. He's been doing more of that lately. He's still in a prolonged slump and almost won the game with a line drive in the 11th inning last night, but hit it right to Tim Anderson at short. And as we've said before, oftentimes walks are the beginning of a hitter breaking out of a slump. And he has 5 walks in his last 5 games. And now 3 balls and 2 strikes. So a sign that he's getting a better feel for what's a strike and what's not a strike.
Yeah, that's too bad last night. Ended like it did, but oh, there it is.
There's a solid base hit into center field.
And speaking of, that's the one he needed last night. He hit it the same direction, but right at the shortstop. That's the exact same swing. Just we're talking about it. How about that? 2-seamer. Herrera. Good head position. Look at him drive and stayed back, dude. Good level swing. One of the things I think that would probably please Ned was when Rosell Herrera, just because he's opened up a lot of eyes with all the positions he can play, and certainly could be a solid contributor for Ned next season off of the bench as a utility type player, a guy who'd be very valuable. I'd like to see him start stealing some bases. Now that adds another element to his game. His confidence is low. Talked with Mitch Meyer, first base coach in charge of base running, and he said, yeah, his confidence is down. He's got thrown out a few times this year early, and he stopped running. He's got 2 steals. He's been caught 4 times. But he has the speed. He has the speed, but he's got to, in order to get the confidence back, he's got to start going. That's going to make him more valuable. There's really nothing to lose right now. Pick that up a little bit, get more aggressive, add a little more to your already nice resume. He's got a good lead. He can get a little bit more even. Tremendous athlete. He's shown the Royals that he's a major league player during his time here. Short time, but all the positions he's played hasn't erred 1 time. any of them. And he can hit both sides of the plate. There he goes.
And Gallagher hits it right to Austin at first base. I don't know if Austin could have fielded that ball without stepping on the bag.
Hey, he got a good jump. Liked it. And he didn't look back. Tells me it might not have been a hit and run, but of course it looked like one. But you know, a hit and run runner in his stride is going to peek back.
Witt scored the Royals' first run after a 2-out walk in the 5th inning. And then Mondesi hit a ground ball to short that was booted by Polanco for an error, and Witt scored from first when, after the ricochet, the ball just kind of ended up in no man's land. Jake Cave had to come all the way in from center field, and Hud and I felt like Forsythe didn't get a very good read on that ground ball and just kind of let it die out in shallow center field. Mondesi, by the way, on the ground ball error went all the way to third. Two and 0 on Witt. Andrew Vasquez. Paul Molitor only has 13 relievers in his bullpen tonight, so he's got to be careful.
No, he's covered. Swinging 3-0. I like it. Good call. Got hitter like Witt. Matthew McGill trying to get in there with a fastball. Now he's going to come back with the same pitch, maybe. Try to challenge him.
That's a walk. That's the second one for Merrifield. It is the 6th walk given up by a Twins pitcher, and we're not even done with the 6th inning. And now McGill will get Mondesi. Mondesi tonight is a right-hand batter, has lined to left, struck out, and then it was his ground ball that resulted in the error by Polanco and scored the Royals' first run. Wanting to bunt, and now Herrera got a little too far off of second base, but Jimenez does not make a throw. We brought this up before. An experienced catcher, when a hitter misses a bunt, knows that the runner at second is going to be leaning, if not taking a step or two toward third. So sometimes they'll throw down there no matter what. No balls, 2 strikes.
Yeah, you know, that's a bunt for a base hit, obviously. So it kind of surprised everyone with 2 outs, and his ability to swing the bat and knock in. He could knock in all of them. He'd pick himself up with a homer. He has that ability, so that's why they were a little bit surprised. I'd like to see him swing it.
Lines it to center field. That's in front of Jake Cave. Here's Herrera, and the throw will go to third. And the Royals have 4 in the 6th inning. AT KCA.
That's what you want him to do. Swing the bat. Hitting second in the order. 2 outs. Situation doesn't call for a bunt. It calls for just that right there. A beautiful, easy swing. Hits it off the end of the bat, but he had the right direction. Good level stroke.
Now Paul Molitor is down to his last 9 relievers.
He's in trouble.
Five pitchers. Andrew Vasquez comes on with Merrifield at second base, Mondesi at first, and the 9th man to come up in the inning, Alex Gordon, who triggered our sprint trivia question. Alex is one of 3 Royals since 2000 to record a season of 12 or more stolen bases at age 34 or older.
Since 2000.
Since 2000.
Thank you.
I've written down a few names.
Let's hear them.
Reggie Sanders.
Okay.
Mark Grudzielanek.
Okay.
Alex Rios.
Nice.
And you suggested Jason Kendall.
Yeah. I got to throw something in there. I knew he was old. There they go. Oh. They had it. They had both bags.
Royals have the most stolen bases since the All-Star break. They also have the most double steals in the American League this year. And they were trying again with Alex Gordon at the plate. So do you like any of those?
I do.
Here they go again. And Alex is hit by a pitch. Number 98 in his career, adding to his Royals record. And now here comes the guy who started all this, Hunter Dozier. How about Mark Grudzielanek? You want to try that one?
Yes. Throw him out.
Mark Grudzielanek. Strike one. What about Alex Rios? You like Alex Rios?
I like him too.
Alex Rios. Strike 2. What about Reggie Sanders? You like Reggie Sanders?
You know, I don't remember him being a Royal and what age he was. I know he played a long time. Played hard.
He joined the 300 club as a Royal.
Sounds good to me.
And that was a much shorter list at the time, but he already had the 300 stolen bases, but he got the 300th home run as a Royal.
Wow.
So he had a lot of stolen bases in his career. I don't know if he was still running like that then.
That's a great career.
But we're running out of time.
Yeah. Throw him up. Oh, run.
Or do you want to go with Jason Kendall?
Ah, Stay with your guy. I like the pedigree. Kendall did lead all the catchers in steals. Okay. And I knew he was a little bit older, but just a guess. Stay with Sanders.
Reggie Sanders, strike 3. I went blank tonight on this one.
It's all right.
Jason Kendall. Scott Pastime.
Ding, 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 ding. He had just 12, just enough. Kendall. Pastime, I'd have never gotten him.
You need to trust your stuff, Hud.
Is that a key? That's one of the
Yeah.
keys. All right. Try to sell him a little better next time.
Two and 2 on Dozier. Still 2 balls, 2 strikes. He doubled against Alan Busnitz, who had come out of the Minnesota bullpen to begin this inning. Salvador Perez hit a 2-run home run. Jorge Bonifacio hit a solo home run. And then with 2 outs, Mondesi drove in Herrera. And the Royals have 4 in the 6th inning.
He's competing here, knocking a ribby or 2. That's right. Be selective. Vasquez, he's not an overpowering type pitcher. He's a finesse pitcher. Fastball is going to 85 to 88. Big curve, changeup. Curves is his best pitch.
That's John Curtis.
Just shorten up on your swing. Don't try to hit it out of the park.
Foul tip and a strikeout. But the Royals get 4. And that includes back-to-back home runs. Salvador Perez. It's his 25th of the year. Right in front of a Jorge Bonifacio home run. 5-2 KC. In the 4th inning, when the Royals had runners at 2nd and 3rd, nobody out, and now they have huge hits, back-to-back home runs, and the Royals lead by 3 to the 7th. Jake Cave takes on the Royals today by AARP. Jake Cave against the Royals this year, and that includes a 2-run home run in the 2nd inning tonight, accounting for all of Minnesota's offense. And so far, it has been another promising start for Heath Fillmyer. He was able to shake off that 2-run home run. It's a good changeup. And since the 2-run home run, all Fillmyer has allowed is a single and a walk. And he has retired 15 of the last 17.
You know what? The impressive thing about Phil Meyer tonight to me was in the second inning when he gave up the double and the homer. And Minnesota jumped out, took the lead, and all of a sudden he didn't say, "Uh-oh, here we go again." He got right back up on that slab and he competed, and he got the next 3 in a row. A couple of ground balls and a strikeout.
Cave, Adrianza, and Kepler. Phil Meyer gets Jake Cave this time with a curveball, and Heath has struck out 6.
He's really getting some nice downward action on that pitch tonight.
And he hasn't relied on just one main pitch with his 6 strikeouts. He has 1 strikeout with each of his 4 pitches, at least 1 strikeout with each of his 4 pitches. Adrianza shows bunt and takes a strike. And with 1 out in the 7th inning, he still hasn't thrown 80 pitches yet. Minnesota has used 5 pitchers. The Royals have used 1 pitcher. But it's September. Slice to left center field, and Witt runs it down 2 away.
Come out to the K this Sunday for the 50th season Royals Tumbler giveaway presented by AAA Insurance. First 10,000 fans through the gates will receive the tumbler before cheering on the boys in blue as they host the Twins at 1:15. Head to Royals.com to purchase your tickets today. Get your tumbler.
Fastball at the knees and a strike to Max Kepler. He is walked and grounded out to second. Phil Meyer's 1 out away from tying a career high with 7 innings, and he's in great shape to go 8. Mondesi is there and makes the play. So he is under 90 pitches and cruising. Phil Meyer's gone 7. He and the Royals lead 5-2. Tomorrow night it'll be Jorge Lopez and Jose Barrios, which turned out to be a good pitching matchup as we expected in Minnesota last Saturday. Lopez only gave up 1 run in 6 innings, and Barrios took that perfect game into the 9th. Good buddies from Puerto Rico. And that's tomorrow at 7:15, and our coverage begins with Price Chopper Royals live at 6:30.
Man, did that start stir the Royals fans up. Oh, all of us.
John Curtis gives up a base hit into right center field to Salvador Perez.
Wow.
And Max Kepler just ran by the ball.
Go for
and
it.
Here comes Salvi around third. And then a little voice on his shoulder said, easy does it, big boy. And Salvi holds with a leadoff double.
His teammates are getting a kick out of that. Look at it. They are all swung over to pull. Now Kepler just pulled the shootout. He goes, I got him. I don't want that one. It's like he didn't want to bend over, pick up the ball. And Salvi says, should I? They were all one. They wanted the $1,000 donation. It's one of the only zeros he has in his statistics this year. No triples. That was as good a chance as he'll get.
He had 1 last year and 2 the year before that. He had 3 1 year.
He's on my pace. That was exciting, though. His teammates liked it.
2-0 on Bonifacio. Brian Goodwin and Brett Phillips were urging Salvi on as he went to second base and rounded second base and then slammed on the brakes. 2 balls and 1 strike on Bonifacio.
John Curtis going to give you fastball slider change.
Three and 1. John Curtis is pitcher number 6. Bonifacio was way out in front. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Bonifacio is on with a walk, and the Royals have 2 on and nobody out. That would be walk number 7 allowed by a Twins pitcher tonight. So far, only 1 has scored. But as we talked about last inning, the walks have resulted in high pitch counts, which has triggered pitching changes by Paul Molitor.
Which means one of those relievers is not going to have good stuff and
tonight,
leads to runs.
Tonight you can make the case that a couple of guys didn't have their good stuff tonight. Busnitz and McGill.
So it's worked. They're competing.
Escobar is trying to get Perez to third and Bonifacio to second. Adrianza comes in another step. So does Austin over at first. One and one. Sometimes after a couple of sacrifice attempts, and as long as there are no strikes, the manager will use the element of surprise, counting on a couple of infielders being out of position, and let the batter swing away. And Austin is even more shallow on the right side of the infield on the grass. So there's a lot of room over there if Eske wanted to shoot one to right, but he's going to bunt. And Curtis comes diving off the mound and now throws down to second base. It was not a good throw, but Polanco played the hop beautifully. And Minnesota ends up with a double play.
Once again, when the hitter's bunting, the runner at second, no matter who it is, gets a little bit excited. See Salvi, he was thinking, no, it's no way he's going to make this play. And the throw was rushed. Polanco, man, that really might have saved the inning for Minnesota. He didn't want to do that.
Yikes, what was that?
Grass.
Was it a handful of grass?
He got some grass on him, some Trevor turf. Yeah.
So is that why his throw was bad? Did he have a handful of grass and the ball?
He could have, but the game sped up on him a little bit there. And his shortstop picked him up. But that slap on the hand there, yeah. A lot of Trevor turf in the glove.
Two 2-0 on Rosell Herrera.
Yeah, there's grass on the outside part of the glove. Watch it. Nice. How about that nice soft landing there? Oh,
Herrera, right center field. He has hits in his last two at bats. So now the double play on the bunt is huge. First and third with two outs. So we were talking about Rosie picking up some walks, more line drives, and now he has hits in his last two at bats.
Solid.
First and third, two down.
Solid contact. Man, Rosie is all over the ball tonight. And Polanco, he's saved by that ball, by him catching that ball and getting the out there. That saved a run. At least. Actually, might have saved two.
Cam Gallagher takes down and away ball one. Cam walked in the third inning. Otherwise, he is 0 for 2. The way back to the screen, and Bonifacio did the right thing as that ball ricocheted perfectly back to Jimenez, and then Jimenez, realizing he had a chance for an out at third base, got a little quick and trying to pick it up, and that saved Bonifacio.
Ooh, man, watch out. That's head high, hit right off the screen. Screen kicked it back, took his eye off it before he got it, and he kicked it.
And then home plate umpire Stu Sherwater kicked it. Kick. Final pitch gets Herrera to second base. And now fouled away by Gallagher.
Old Sporting KC broke out down there for a second. Game will speed up on you sometimes, and when it does, that's when mistakes happen.
Gallagher hits it into left center field. Jake Cave will make the play. We played 7, and the Royals lead Minnesota 5-2.
Boulevard. Royals live coming your way after the game ends. And Monty, in the 6th inning, a big rally by the Royals. They turn a 2-0 deficit and a combined no-hitter into a 5-2 lead.
Yeah, and a great outing, a bounce-back outing for Heath Philmeyer. 83 pitches through 7 innings. Very impressive. Gave up the home run early, but really settled in nicely.
Yeah, big bounce-back performance from him. 6 strikeouts tonight. Ryan Huddy's retired 18 of the last 20 batters that he has faced. We'll see you guys after the game.
All right, thank you, Erica and Monty. And Heath Philmeyer is our Pizza Ranch for the win pitching line. He has tied a career high with 7 innings. He has allowed 2 runs on just 3 hits. And since a 2-run home run from Jake Cave back in the 2nd inning, all he's allowed is a single, and a bloop single at that, and a walk. And he's only thrown 84 pitches as he delivers a strike to Tyler Austin. So he's in good shape to go 8 at least, just in case the Royals are getting active in the bullpen. Austin has struck out twice, and now he's down in the count. No balls and 2 strikes. Philmeyer has struck out 6. Erica mentioned that Heath has retired 18 of the last 20, and that includes the last 9. 1 ball and 2 strikes. You know, we talked a lot about the Royals' spike in offense lately and all the running. But the starting rotation has had a nice run going back to the end of August. Philmeyer's been in the middle of that. In the Royals' last 19 games, they have the lowest starting ERA in the American League. In a very young rotation, there's 3 guys right there. Junis, Keller, and Lopez. And not just pitching to a low ERA during that stretch, but throwing a lot of innings. I mean, it's been almost routine lately that a starter goes 7.
Well, what's good is that they're obviously a close-knit bunch of guys, but they're staying together and they're competing. Internal competition is good. Hey, look, I'm going to do better than what you did.
Shallow left. Alex dives, and he's got it.
Tyler Austin, he hasn't been around long enough to know that you can't test Alex Gordon out there on a try to little dump one in front of him like that, because he'll come in and show the leather, show the gold. That's right. Platinum, looking for his 6th this year. Look at his section. Timely, wasn't it?
The big head has a 10 on the back of it, as like a score from a judge in the Olympics. And now Merrifield, and that one's going to skip by him, and Chris Jimenez will end up at second base with 1 out. You know, I always think of when I see Alex make a diving play, and that play required a dive. I mean, there was no other way for him to get to that ball.
No.
But he will slide sometimes on plays where he really doesn't need to slide. And it's not because he's trying to decorate a routine play, but Alex, he sees a slide or a dive as an opportunity to get his eyes level with the ball.
Sure does make sense.
The reason I bring that up, and it's timely with the Royals playing the Twins, Torrey Hunter, who won all those Gold Gloves, he was the exact opposite. He did not like to dive because he didn't like how much his eyes would move when he would leave his feet. He wanted his eyes to be in one spot. And a lot of times he would make a good play reaching, and then he would go into a tumble or a dive after he made the catch. But I remember him saying that it wasn't that he was afraid to get hurt. He just felt he was not as capable of focusing on the baseball if he left his feet. Alex is the exact opposite.
Both players, same result. Make the play. But with Alex, I've only been able to watch him for a few years. I've never seen him have any safety or any concerns about his body. He just wants to make the play. And that's the definition of a gamer. You hear that term, not used a lot, because you can't use it for everybody. The definition of gamer is make the play at any cost. And that doesn't mean what the score is, you know, how far behind you are in the standings, how far ahead, doesn't matter. Anytime, just make the play.
How good your body feels.
Exactly.
Big pitch right here. And it's a base hit into right field. Jimenez will be held. And I say big pitch because it brings the tying run to the plate. And it'll bring Ned Yost out of the Royals dugout. So with that sliding play by Alex Gordon, Heath Fillmyer goes a career high 7 1/3 innings. And Ned's going to go to a lefty with Rosario coming up. And the crowd appreciates what Fillmyer has done tonight, especially after giving up the 2-run home run in the second inning.
Yeah. Looking.
And the Lexington Legends have taken a 2-1 lead in the Sally League Championship. Daniel Lynch, remember the Royals had 5 of the first 58 picks this year, and they took all college pitching. Daniel Lynch was selection number 3 out of the University of Virginia. Nick Prado was 2 for 3 and was on base 4 times. 6-3 Lexington over Lakewood.
Outstanding. They're going to love that. Keep it up.
Brian Flynn, the ground ball double play machine, comes on. And a good candidate at the plate, Eddie Rosario, in that he has been bothered all September by a strained right quad. Both runners are the responsibility of Fillmyer. There's the ground ball, but it's by Escobar. So it's a 2-run game as Jimenez scores, and now the tying run is on with 1 out.
Rosario up there, he just going to try to do whatever it takes, and he took a shot for the hole and got it. Escobar, oh, just missed. Would have been able to get 1 for sure on that. Forsythe has the best average with runners in scoring position in the lineup? 423. That's American League risk since he's been here, but still productive.
Jerry Vasto and Brandon Maurer warming up in the Royals bullpen. One and one on Logan Forsythe. Flynn last pitched on Tuesday night against the White Sox and allowed a couple of runs. Two and one. Flynn has 16 ground ball double plays. That still leads the major leagues among relievers. Two and two on Forsythe.
Well, Forsythe has grounded into 9 this year, National League and American League combined. That's good downward angle. Obviously, Flynn, as tall as he is, 6'7", sinker, slider, change, curve.
3 and 2. Base hit left field. Polanco is held at third as Alex got to it quickly, and now the tying run is in scoring position and the go-ahead run is aboard. So the Twins have back-to-back hits off of Flynn. And here comes Ned Yost again. And he wants Brandon Maurer, so the Royals want Robbie Grossman to bat left-handed.
The ballpark app, get a $5 ticket for Friday, September 28th, Royals against the Indians. For more information, visit royals.com/ballparkdeal.
Brandon Maurer inherits the bases loaded with one out, and he's going to pitch to Robbie Grossman. Grossman's batting average is 60 points lower from this side of the plate. But from this side of the plate, he has a double tonight and a run scored.
Yeah, and
Mauer starts him off with a slider.
He's dangerous no matter what. He's a professional hitter. He can hit. He loves to hit a fastball. Mauer's got 3 decent pitches. Actually, they're above average if he can command them. Fastballs mid to upper 90s. Good slider. Changeup's okay too, but his best pitch is his slider right now. Stay with it. Grossman 278 on the season with a runner in scoring position.
One ball, one strike. The inning began with a diving play in left field by Alex Gordon. And now a double, a single, another single, and another single. And you got to keep the ball down against Robbie Grossman. 2 balls and 1 strike. Johnny Field is running at second base for Eddie Rosario. So once Rosario's run became the tying run in scoring position, Paul Molitor went to a guy who runs better than the hobbled Eddie Rosario.
Yep, he's a scrappy ball player, hustler. Nice name too, Field. Good baseball name.
3-1. Lifted to center field. Polanco tags. Field tags. And Witt plays it to third, and now it's a 1-run game. But the Royals get the second out. So that closes the book on Heath Fillmyer. He is charged with 4 in his 7 1/3 innings.
Okay, there it is. Good fastball hitter. He's just missed it, but he got it under it just enough to get a sacrifice fly and get the job done.
And now Ned will go to Jerry Vasto with left-hand hitting Jake Cave coming up. With runners at first and second. The runner at second base is the tying run. And he'll pitch to left-hand hitting Jake Cave, who has hit a 2-run home run tonight and has a single. He's 2 for 3.
Vasto, fastball slider change. Slider might be his best pitch. Fastball low 90s, throws strikes, has a little bit of sink to it. Combined with the Rockies and the Royals. Keep her down. Cave's got a nice little uppercut swing.
Philmeyer pitched Cave inside, trying to get him to pull the ball, but with an inside-out swing, he homered to center field in his first at bat, and then got jammed and flared a base hit to left field in his second at bat. 0-2.
Throw strikes, and that was a quality strike.
Johnny Field is the runner at second base. Squib foul. Whit Merrifield would love to throw out Johnny Field. Remember, Whit had that walk-off base hit to beat UCLA in the 2010 College World Series.
Yeah.
Well, he had left, but 2 years later, Johnny Field and the Arizona Wildcats beat South Carolina in the College World Series championship game, and I'll bet Whit has never gotten over that. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Whit got him a championship ring. Speaking of Whit, got a pretty good throwing arm, but anything hit center, it's tough for a center fielder to throw past that pitcher's mound and throw a guy out. Field's got a pretty good lead, and he'll get a good secondary lead on the pitch. Be easy to throw out. No problem.
Grounded out to Herrera, and that's the inning. So Minnesota makes it a 1-run game. Philmeyer still has a chance to win it. The Royals will have the top of the order in the bottom of the 8th.
Coming on to put out the fire. That's right. Got him an opportunity. They like him. He's a strike thrower. And told you his best pitch was his slider. That's exactly what Jake Cave's going to see. Sliders. All of them. 86 to 87. That's where they are. But he's out of the strike zone. See what I mean? Those are quality strikes. He's not in the middle. That's what you want. Managers love a guy that can throw quality strikes.
Oliver Drake has pitched in 39 games for 5 teams this year. That's a major league record. The Brewers, the Indians, the Angels, the Blue Jays, and the Twins.
Really? Wow.
He was a 43rd round pick of the Orioles 10 years ago out of the U.S. Naval Academy. Wow. And he'll get Merrifield, Mondesi, and Gordon. Base hit right field for Whit. That's the 3rd time he's been on base tonight, and his first hit. And a good start to the bottom of the 8th.
Gotta love how he can recognize it. That's right. Another multi-hit Whit. Here it is. He stays inside of the ball. and he's looking to shoot it to right. Great head position, hand position even better. Rake into right. Oliver Drake trying to spin him on him. He's got a slider and a split fingers. Split fingers is out pitch, and his fastball is decent, low to mid 90s.
And now you can add 170 hits to Witt's career best season. That's a new career high for him.
Wow, congratulations, bud. Keep it going. Some time left.
That is the third highest total in the American League. He has not stolen a base tonight. The Royals have not stolen a base tonight. They have 51 since the All-Star break. That's the most in the major leagues. Witt has 18 since the All-Star break, the most for an individual in the major leagues. Good swing by Mondesi, 0-1.
It's gonna be fun to watch. See, you know, with 17 games to go, if Witt can continue his pursuit for back-to-back stolen base titles. Getting on base is key. Got to get on. He's got the ability.
One ball, one strike. Drake has a very interesting setup when he gets in the set position. And it really doesn't, at least appear, it doesn't put him in a good spot to have quick feet over to first base. Now right there, there's nothing odd about that. But when he comes set, he really bends that back leg and extends that front leg. Mondesi was showing bunt. 2 balls and 1 strike.
Yeah.
He's got a little Kevin Appier in his delivery. He's kind of reaches way back with that right arm.
Yeah, he does. Witt should be able to take him if he wanted to. I think really Mondesi, that bunt there, that was kind of like a protection bunt. Looked like he was pulling back the whole way to protect Witt. Sometimes when you put that bat at the eye level of the catcher, he has a hard time seeing it. Ball coming in.
Very high to shallow left field. Polanco goes out. Grossman says, "You take it," and he does. 1 away.
Folks, join Fox Sports Kansas City and team up for Down syndrome on September 30th, last day of the season, for a special day at the K. Every ticket purchased will benefit the special needs community in Kansas City, but you got to get your tickets at royals.com/special day. Love to see you celebrate the special needs community and the final game of the season. Hey, Witt's had a few pitches to read Oliver Drake in his move. And home.
Now Witt's running. A swing and a miss, and it's not even close, and now the ball rolls into center field, and the throwing error gets him to third with 1 out. That's his 36th stolen base, 19 since the All-Star break.
Yeah, now, and Oliver Drake quick pitched him too. It was a slide set. Watch him. He just picked up his foot and came home. Didn't bother bending it. And there's no chance.
Should be an error on Polanco.
Yeah, it's right there. He didn't bounce or anything. It was just on the third base side of the bag, which is not where you want it, but 36 and counting. That'll pull the infield in.
One ball, one strike.
But you know, Witt, he was really focused on going the minute Drake picked up his foot, and that's exactly what he did. The time home on that was 1.11, and he stole it. Even with a good throw, he would have got it. That'll tell you the importance of a good jump and focusing and getting some pitches rather than just going on the first pitch. He watched his delivery, studied him.
Alex to Polanco, who's going to come to the plate, and Witt gets his left hand ahead of the tag. Well, last night, the contact play resulted in a huge double play for the White Sox in the 11th inning. This time, the contact play pays off. You have to be going on contact here.
That's great instinct. See it down on the ground. He did. He took off, and look at him. Look for the setup there. The outside part of the plate was wide open. Go ahead and get the oven mitt and the hand right in there. Safe. That's great execution there. Nicely done by Alex, picking up an RBI and some insurance.
And now ball one to Dozier. So an extra run for Willie Peralta, who's warming up in the Royals bullpen. Minnesota will have Adrianza, Kepler, and Austin in the ninth. Okay, keep an eye on Alex. Word is out.
You know, that's respect. And you know, 34-year-old, he's like, yeah, that's right. If you don't keep an eye on me, I'll rip you off.
He had 3 in the just completed Royals White Sox series. Dozier grounds it to Polanco, and the Twins get a double play. They also commit an error, which leads to another run. 6-4 Royals to the ninth. Outdoor power equipment. Pick your power, fuel, or battery with STIHL. Search STIHL. And by Ford, going further so you can. On the contact play, Whit Merrifield on a hard hit ground ball by Alex Gordon gives Willie Peralta an extra run to work with. He is going for save number 11.
Okay, there it is, all set up for him. Peralta with 3 nice pitches. He's got a mid-90s fastball, slider, changeup, and he's mainly fastball change, or excuse me, slider. Changeup he won't use all that often. Get right down in there and throw strikes. That's the key for him. Don't give him any glimmer of hope.
Good sign to see him aggressive with his fastball there. Remember last time out he was throwing a lot of sliders. And
yeah, I mean, he looked very unsure of himself.
Shallow left field, and it hangs up there for Alex Gordon. Adrianza is out. Control has been an issue for Peralta. Over his last 7 appearances, he has pitched 7 2/3 innings, and he has walked 7. And a guy with an arm like that should not be walking 7 in 7 2/3 innings.
Especially in the role he's in. You can't close games like that. And the White Sox saw it. But still, different time. Now there's an off-speed pitch to start. A fastball at 95 to 97 is plenty good to get hitters out.
Kepler breaks his bat, and Dozier will take it himself. There are 2 down in the 9th inning. Tonight's copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Kansas City Royals. They may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Kansas City Royals Baseball Club. Ryan Lefevre, Rex Hudler, with Jeff Montgomery and Eric Weston, who is getting ready for her post-game interview. Director Steve Kurtenbach, our producer Kevin Cedergren, associate producers Al Broughton, Sam Abramson, Dave Holtzman, and Casey Carter. And here comes Joe Mauer. He's going to pinch hit for Tyler Austin. Fastball's in for a strike. $18,745. That was the announced attendance. A little bit tight. 1 ball, 1 strike. The Royals pitched Mauer very well last weekend in Minnesota. He only had 1 hit. But that 1 hit tied him with Victor Martinez for the 2nd most hits all time against the Royals. 248. 2 balls, 1 strike.
And he's done well off the bench for Molly this year. A pinch hitter, 3 for 9 with 1 homer.
Speaking of Molly, Paul Molitor, he's on that list. Two and 2. A little extra oomph there on that swing by Mauer at 97.
Yeah.
He had a grand slam in Minnesota series after the Royals were in town. They took 2 out of 3 from the Yankees, and we got a big standing ovation and a curtain call as they wonder if he's coming back next year. Struck him out. So no drama tonight. Willie Peralta has a 1-2-3 top of the 9th inning with a strikeout. And the Royals with a 4-run 6th inning, which included back-to-back home runs. They take game 1 from Minnesota 6-4, and they even the season series at 8 games apiece.
Congratulations, Salvador Perez. 25 home runs on the season.
And that line drive home run to left field is our Jeep drive of the game.
Oh, man, timely. It was shot out of a cannon. Man, that thing just left the yard in 2 seconds. Well done. Got the team right back in the game.
Now, if Erica's smart, she gets Salvi as her guest.
Okay, last 2 times out. But she's subbing for Joel Goldberg. Salvi included her in the splash, and You know, the first night was okay, but look at her now. She has a parka.
See, look at.
She's ready for it.
Erica, that is a professional move right there.
Yeah, she's ready.
I prepared myself tonight for you, Sally.
You know how to do it, you see? Nobody know how to do it. Hey, nobody know how to do it.
You're the best. You're the best at it.
I have a plan for you tonight.
Salvi, big 6th inning rally for this ball club tonight. You guys turn a 2-0 deficit into a 5-2 lead, starting with a double by Hunter Dozier and your 25th home run this season. Just walk me through that at bat.
Why you looking to the dugout? You should be looking on me. You know, we just feel great. Thank you guys for the support. I just try to do my job, good for the team. I got you today.
A little bit of payback feels good.
It's okay. It's okay.
That's your 25th home run this season. That gives you back-to-back seasons with 25-plus home runs. You're one of 9 Royals to join that group. Just your thought about joining an elite group with this ball club.
I just feel great in the home plate right now. You know, I just see fastball up out of the play. I'm pretty good swing.
Were you thinking about taking 3rd there in the 7th inning?
I'm trying to.
Salvi, this ball club is playing with a lot of energy right now. Even when you guys are down, you're not out. You're playing with a lot of energy to rally and come back and win. Just what does it say about this club right now?
That's pretty good. We got some young guys. They like to play. They play hard. And the reason is because they're young, you know, and they want to be here next year too.
Thank you for the time. Congrats on the win.
Thank you.
All right, and back to you.
So she had the poncho on. That was good idea number 1. Then she had Salvi on. Good idea number 2. But then how about the footwork? Erica's footwork. She's avoiding 2 phony splashes tonight.
Outstanding, Erica.